I'm not sure how to fully explain it, but I just wasn't the good kid, the typical good kid. I didn't even think I'd make it to C21, to be very honest with you.
We care for you. We're here because we want to be part of your journey. So we save life every single day.
Here, you have a real conversation. Like, you can actually tell the kids, all right, you made a mistake. You're a kid though, right? What are you going to do next with your mistake?
Long story short, we change lives.
This is where people can come from our community and say, Acacia has that for me. You see some great successes.
The services are provided in the language that our communities really truly understand them.
Does this program save lives? Absolutely, or we wouldn't be in business.
So at that point, my lawyer told me that, listen, either you're gonna have to go back to jail or we're gonna have to find a program for you. So I was like, you know, put me in the Acacia network.
Acacia Network is one of the largest nonprofit organizations in New York State. We provide early childhood, we provide after-school programs, we provide mental health, substance abuse, addiction services, primary care. We provide art and culture services, housing, from transitional all the way to building our own affordable housing development.
We started with about 300 units. We are already up to over 2,000 units that people are actually living in, and we have probably another 1,000 units, actually more, in constructions, from Puerto Rico to New York, all the way to Buffalo. Senior housing, housing for families, housing for people who live alone and single, housing for people who have mental illness, housing for people who've come out of the opiate crisis.
We serve those that the system have let down for many, many years. We serve those that nobody else wants to serve. When you really want to make an impact in the communities that you serve, you have to be able to provide all the needs that they have.
Well, Acacia history is really founded in the work that was done by pioneers during the 40s, 50s, and 60s. The city did not react well to people coming from another country, even if those people were citizens of the United States, as the Puerto Ricans were.
They need someone that look like them, sound like them, and can understand what had happened to them. See, at Acacia, we don't look at the communities of what's wrong with that community. We say what happened to that community.
Acacia Network is one of the largest Latino-led nonprofits in the nation, serving more than 150,000 individuals annually through integrated, trauma-informed services in the areas of health, housing, economic development, social services, and cultural revitalization. Among other services, we provide comprehensive and culturally responsive substance use treatment and addiction services to youth and adults in the communities hardest hit by the opioid pandemic, including the South Bronx. This is the PROMESA RRSY program.
So RRSY is a OASIS term, and it stands for Residential Rehabilitation Services for Youth. So the PROMESA RRSY program is actually the only bilingual RRSY under OASIS in the entire state. In New York City, we are only one of 2 RRSYs serving adolescents ages 14 to 20.
Most of the way that youth were handled is with prisons.
Last year at one time, we had about 32 kids in here. The most beautifulest thing ever.
From a medical standpoint, from a psychiatric standpoint, from a recreational standpoint, a vocational standpoint, for all those people to work together in one place.
All the tools that I got while I've been in here is just preparing me for my future.
We have a couple of young men that were there that are now master's level graduates.
Here, they can come in this community and be whoever you want, literally, right? Meaning if you're part of the LGBTQ community, we want you to be safe. We have groups for that, right? You black, you white, you Puerto Rican, it doesn't matter. When you come in here, you're our family.
It starts here with us changing what they've known, instilling new values and habits and ideas and daily living skills.
We promised them, like, yo, if you could just change the way you think, then you'll start changing by yourself.
They understand they can't change the decisions you're gonna make in life, but they just want you to think differently to just make better decisions in life.
Acacia has been addressing the opioid crisis and the substance abuse crisis for many, many, many years.
When Buffalo was affected, we were there within months opening up a clinic. When Albany, the capital of the state of New York, had an opioid crisis, we were there immediately.
You know, we're an adolescent residential substance abuse program, and so kids come to us from all kinds of different settings.
There was times that I'd cry in my bathroom, I'd be throwing up, I'd be shivering, I'd be cold, I couldn't take a shower because of how bad the withdrawals was.
What is important to do and to ask is, what happened to you? How can I help?
And around that time, my mom left. I was left by myself. That's when I really started falling more into the Percocets.
Addiction is not easy at any age. It is more about pointing to them the dysfunction in their life that it has caused, and not so much about the substance.
To bring that child and restructure their life is very, very difficult, and it takes tremendous amount of work by top-notch professionals. And we have that here.
We spend a lot of time just getting to know them. You know, why are you the way that you are? And that's what we're working on figuring out with them as we work with them in the beginning.
You came to PROMESA for help. You came to PROMESA for change, and that's what we are, right? It's the word for PROMESA is promise, right? We promise that if you buy into our system, you buy into what we believe in, and we help shape the way you think, I promise you, you will start making changes.
The change that we see in their lives is what we're most proud of.
We may not ever find that magic answer for the opioid crisis, but what we do at Acacia is we don't give up.
If you work with adolescents, your heart has to be in the right place. Our staff is uniquely incredible.
You paying me to talk to kids about not making the same mistakes that I make. This is not work for me. This is fun. I come to hang out. These kids keep me young.
I go home every day with my heart full.
I know this is where I wanted to retire. I knew this is my recalling. I knew this is where I needed to be.
I have people that talk to me every week that want to solve my problems in life. I just don't feel alone at this point in life. You know what I'm trying to say? I have people that's trying to help me. The staff here, the counselors, the director, everybody here is always a helping hand.
And it starts at the CEO table.
We are Acacia, and the community is Acacia.
The board represents the community. The leadership represents the community. The staff belongs to the community.
And our staff puts in money from their own pocket to be able to celebrate events for our kids.
We start talking amongst the staff members. What can you chip in? What can you get?
It's because they genuinely want to help these kids and they want to see their lives change.
They understand they can't change the decisions you're gonna make in life, but they just want you to think differently to just make better decisions in life.
I take a lot of pride in the team that we have. I think they deserve the world because they do so much here on a daily basis.
Everybody shares the same common goal, which is get these kids in treatment, sober them up, get them education, get them a job, transition them back into the community so they can be productive citizens. And that's why I love PROMESA.
You know, if we really want to impact our community, if we really want to see some of our social issues change, this is just the perfect place to target.
What our community needs more, acceptance of who we are and taking charge of our own destiny. When we do that as a community, we're headed for success.
The help is there, especially in Acacia Network. If you need the help, you could always come to Acacia Network. They're not gonna give up on you.
People don't turn to give you money when you are serving substance abusers, right? Mental health, homeless, and that's what we do. And that's what we're gonna continue to do.
It's the epitome, I think, of our mission and our values and everything that we stand for. If anybody's ever interested, I mean, stop by. If you ever want to see the work that we're doing, come.
I would never have thought that I would have got my GED or graduated high school. In a matter of a month, I got my GED.
You can never go wrong investing in our kids.
If you believe that you can truly make a difference in the communities that need you the most, this right here is the place for you to donate.
This is real. It's real life, real people, real needs, and they know they're donating, it's going to have an impact. So I thank everybody who's done that before us, and I thank everybody who's doing it today, and people who will do it in the future, because you are really having an impact on people's lives.